Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Southern Caribbean. We are here in the beautiful Air Jamaica delivery from Caribbean Airlines. Making our way down today from Havana, seeing our friends up in Cuba. On our way to Piarco right now. We just started our descent. The main reason why I'm making this video in particular is to have a look now at something I just bought today, which is REX Weather Force for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So as I've gotten into kind of longer flights around the islands, one of the things that's become very obvious is that there is no weather anywhere unless you're over an island. In the stock weather in the simulator, and the stock weather in the simulator is good. I think it's very good. I've had some great weather coming into and out of Miami. I've had some good weather, in terms of being like interesting, right? I've had some good weather going into let's see, Pointe-à-Pitre and Guadeloupe. In Fort-de-France I've had some good weather. But for the most part, particularly when you're flying longer distances, the only thing you see is blue. So just this alone, being out over open water where we are right now, I'll show you where we are. To have some good weather, to have some clouds, is really particularly nice. And you can see we just we made our way down from Havana. Cuba is a huge island, by the way. Down over the southwestern corner of Haiti, and down here now we're heading down into Pointe-à-Pitre, Piarco. And as you can see, like, we're over open water right now. And generally speaking, in the sim over open water, you just see it's just blue. It's just plain blue. There's nothing. And you can tell where an island is because you can see the weather coming in. So I'm particularly pleased thus far. Most of our planning and everything is done. Descent forecast transition level is 5,500 feet. I don't have the approach loaded here. Nelu, that's the one we're looking for. So RNAV 10. Whenever you're looking for the transition level, it's right there. Transition level, flight level 55, which doesn't make any sense to me, but I've gone over this before. So that's set. ISA deviation, QNH are set. So we're in pretty good shape. Final approach course 105, both sides. This is an RNAV approach, so there are no radios to tune. So everything is looking pretty good. Have a look up here. We'll punch it all on. Battery Gen 1. Generator's good. Lights are good. Everything looking good. The only thing, of course, that might be a little different in this flight, depending on whether we come across any of these clouds or not, we might actually have to use some of the de-ice. So, final approach course 105. Talus is mandatory. Glideslope intercept at 1700. LNAV VNAV decision height is 350. Got that set. Field elevation 58. 50's gonna do us just fine. Coming into Anelu 4100. Down to Lexor 2500. Straight in. We're doing about 140 knots, so figure 750 to 800 feet a minute descent. Might be a little bit less because we might have some headwinds. Glide path angle is 3 degrees, which is standard. LNAV VNAV missed approach point is at the decision altitude, which is 350. It's 320 feet above ground level, so we're expecting to see PAPI on the left hand side, high intensity approach light system with the rabbit. Missed approach, climb straight ahead to 1500, right turn direct Amira, climbing to 4100. So, don't anticipate having to use that today, but who knows. Weather right now, winds 11012, scattered at 3000, temperature 32.20, QNH 1011, no significant weather, so don't anticipate having any problems. So I did this flight, well, this is the return leg. I did the original flight yesterday. From Piarco up to Cuba to earn my captaincy at Caribbean Airlines. I would say Caribbean Airlines. Actually, said pronounced Caribbean. So, I'm now a captain at Caribbean Airlines. Had a really nice landing into Havana yesterday. I like that airport. I like the flight. But like I said, the only thing that gets, boring about it is the fact that it's just blue. There's just nothing between, because you're going straight across open water. Like this entire part of the flight is just completely open water. There's nothing. The only thing I've noticed so far with weather force is that the transitions can be like it'll go completely clear for like 30 seconds. And then you'll get the weather injected. But you know what? If that's the price I have to pay we've gotten to a point where we just complain about absolutely everything with this simulator. And meanwhile, as you can see that? And now it just kind of blends back in. If that's the price I have to pay, I'm okay with that. Had a really neat weather departure out of Havana this morning. The weather was really cool. Got some of those like 1,500 foot AGL kind of floaty clouds that you never see in the simulator, and which you always see in the islands. So in other news, I have been flying I've been flying the ATR. I had a good video the other day that I was going to post, but for some reason, the first like 10 seconds of it, there was like a glitch. It was like a pause, kind of weird thing with a strange sound in the beginning of the video, and you know, Windows 11 has this like clip champ or whatever it's called, and I was going to just clip off the first 10 seconds, but it only outputs in 1080, and I don't feel like posting 1080 videos. And it's probably not even good 1080. It's probably looks crappy. So I didn't post that, and the only other ATR video I made is pretty bad. I don't know the airplane that well yet. I'd be interested to hear if any of you guys are flying the ATR, what you think about it. I think it's a great addition to the sim, because there are so many ATR operators, including Caribbean Airlines, in the Caribbean. You know, Liat, Winair, believe it or not, has bought a couple of ATRs, which you wouldn't have thought. But what are those? Air Antilles. I know there's another one. But anyway, it's opened up, I think, life in this part of the world again, which I think was needed, and I really hope that airplane piques some interest in this area, because it's such a great place to fly. Alright, let's start thinking about this approach here. Up on 10,000 feet. Hope I can replicate my Havana landing from yesterday. I've gotten so comfortable with this airplane now. I just enjoy the daylights out of flying this thing. Going back to talking about the ATR a little bit, like there's a couple people who are particularly vocal about how bad it is, and I suppose if you are an ATR pilot, you might notice some things, or you certainly will notice some things that the rest of us won't notice. But at the same time, like, you know, I'm glad I don't really know the airplane that well, so that I can just enjoy it, because I think you know, I've come across a few glitches with it, but certainly nothing deal breaking, certainly nothing like that deserves an internet rant. And this one guy on the official forums who's just gone on and on. I made like a list like a mile long of like literally like 30 things. Like, when you open this door, there's no light. Okay, alright, good. So, 20 miles from Anelu, which is our initial approach fix. And around 10,000 feet, turn the landing lights on, turn the seatbelt sign on. One of the things that I've learned about this airplane recently is that you do not hit approach mode for most. Well, let me step back. For RNAV approaches, most U.S. operators don't have I guess it's an option or a capability of the airplane to, I forget what it's called, ISV, something like that, which is a certain approach mode for RNAV approaches. And most US operators don't have that option available. So you don't actually hit the approach button when you're flying LNAV VNAV approaches like I am right now. You just set your minimum, you set your altitude right here down to the VNAV altitude, or down to the decision altitude, or simply airport elevation, and it just flies the airplane down in LNAV VNAV mode, VNAV path mode, which is what it's in now. See that right here. But I like hitting the old approach button, and so that's what we'll do here today. Piarco traffic, Caribbean 479 is 30 miles to the west, inbound runway 10, Piarco. Oh, you know what? I'm on the wrong frequency. Because I was talking to somebody else earlier. Piarco traffic, Caribbean 479er is 25 miles to the west, inbound runway 10, Piarco. I'm going to hit approach mode, then final approach course glide path comes in the back up there. Transition level is 500 feet, slowly coming up on that. And doesn't this just look more interesting with some weather, with some clouds? I think so. Alright, let's go. Set these to continuous. Auto brakes to 2. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Progress page, we want 2 of 4 so that we can get our crosswind information. Vanilla would be a 16-mile final. Standard altimeter. Piarco traffic, Caribbean 479er is 20 miles to the west, inbound runway 10, Piarco. And this is, I'm sure, exactly what it's like, just kind of settling down through these clouds. You know, on the approaches into these islands. I'm definitely going to get out there in the island, or get out there in some smaller planes, and noticed Whitecaps today too for the first time. I don't remember seeing Whitecaps before. Piarco traffic, Caribbean 479er turning a 15-mile final, runway 10, Piarco. And starting to walk back to speed here a little bit. I'm going to go speed interval here and set the up speed. Ground approach course is captured. Glideslope is not captured yet. Some speed brakes, gonna slow them down here a little bit. First notch of flaps. Walk this back to about 170.
$2,500.
Feeling for that Piarco traffic, Caribbean 479er, 7 mile final, runway 10 Piarco.
Piarco traffic, Caribbean Airlines 1520, taxi in runway 10 via Alpha Delta 1.
Isn't capturing. Ah, there we go. Alright, so now I can set this up to 4100. And now we'll go gear down. Flaps 15. Piarco traffic, Caribbean 479er, 5 mile final, runway 10 Piarco. BOF is 140. Set that 145. Flaps 30. Autopilot off. Throttle is off.
Glideslope.
Stabilize.
Glideslope.
Yeah.
Glideslope. 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 Glideslope.
I'm just getting all worked up about this working this time.
Glideslope. Glideslope. Glideslope.
Visual.
Glideslope.
I am good.
Glideslope.
I'm gonna adjust a little bit of power here.
Glideslope.
Pick up
Glideslope.
speed.
Glideslope. 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 Minimums.
Continue.
Glideslope. 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 $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10,
not bad. Spoilers. Reversers. Slam on the brakes. Ready to go. I don't know what that Glideslope thing was all about. So I was pretty much on it. I don't really know what he was all worked up about.
If you are traveling on any other Caribbean Airlines,
Piarco traffic, Caribbean 479ers, clear runway 10, Piarco.
We'll return it to you at the door of your next departing flight. If you require any assistance...
Piarco traffic, Caribbean Airlines 1520 lining up, runway 10, V Alpha 1.
Okay. Turn that off. Turn the landing lights off. Turn the taxi light on. Always, if you're never be in a hurry to do things in an airplane. If you want to just stop, do what you need to do, and then you can get going again. You know, especially flying a 737 single pilot. Those ATRs are looking sharp, fellas.
Are you missing out on the party?
Yeah, I just had to get back to base in this thing. I'm going to be flying the ATR soon.
Hey, we're going to Robinson and back.
Cool, enjoy it. Have a safe flight, guys.
Yeah, Mike.
There's a couple guys in the virtual Caribbean. Really cool. It's a great virtual airline. Very, you know, I mean, comparatively, I guess small. You know, we're just about 80 pilots now. But it is just a great bunch.
Traffic, Caribbean Airlines 1520 on the roll, runway 10.
It's a great bunch of guys. And,
Traffic, Airlines 1524, cross runway 10.
It's a lot of fun. So, good approach, good landing now. It's the important part. Gotta get ourselves a good parking job here. Good pilots park their airplanes well. Alright, let's see how that does for us. Set the parking brake, kill the engines. Turn off the seatbelt sign. Now down here where it's hot, gotta get our ground services going. Gotta get our chocks. Get the ground. Get the. Oh, we're so close. He's going down the other side. You can see the other ATR right over here. We were close. I don't know why. I always feel like I'm so much closer to, you know, it looks like you're about to hit that, and in reality, we got plenty of room. But let's get an air conditioning cart. We've got ground power. So we'll set ground power, standby battery. Let's turn our taxi light off so we don't blind anybody. Turn the APU off now. Turn the engine. hydraulic pumps off. Turn the window heat, the probes off. That's for darn sure.
Circle traffic about 1524 and then runway 10.
And that light's off, that's off, these are off. Alright, I think we're in pretty good shape. Air conditioning is set, so we can turn the packs off. And we'll watch this guy on the roll. Let's see what our
1024, picking up runway 10. Circle traffic.
216 foot per minute landing rate, not too bad. Not too bad. See, you get a chance to see the Caribbean ATR. It's got a gorgeous livery too. And you can see these beautiful clouds, these beautiful low-level clouds. I mean, is that not a beautiful sight? So, get back down here in the cockpit. I didn't even ask for the jetway yet, did I? The answer to that question is no. Pull up the doors page. Let's see. Flight time today was 3 hours 25 minutes. Like I said, landing rate 2. Oh, speed brakes are armed. I wonder what that yellow light was. And flight directors off. Transponder to stand by, and we are good to go, folks. So I would say a successful flight here today for Caribbean, and I hope you guys are having a good day. And my initial review on weather force is that, yeah, I mean, there's some minor things, but the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks, in my opinion. So I hope you guys are doing well. Take care.